Welcome all of you to my video today. This is Monte. I'm showing you to start the show off with the beautiful beaches here in the Caribbean. It's awesome. It's early morning. My wife is out for her early morning swim. She comes out every morning at 6 in the morning and does her swim, and I accompany her. I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry, I just do not want to get out there in that cold water in the morning. It's not ice cold. Okay, it's the Caribbean, but it's really cold out here in that water. The wind is always blowing in our island, and it blows very strongly. So I'm just not with that. Guys, I tell you, it's too cold to get out of water. This water's like, yeah! You know, out South Carolina, it's just like, whoa. I just don't really like that. But anyway, I was just sitting here and I was just thinking, instead of me sitting here, I use this space that I try to talk to many of the tourists who are from the States. You know, a lot of people I try to, when I go out on the beaches and speak to people. But this morning I was sitting here, I was thinking I'd like to do a real push these last few years. I don't want to sit there and twiddle my thumbs and go in a rocking chair until I finally die. You know, and like I told you all, my in-laws, very close, some of them, have passed. Within the last 2 years, my brother-in-law went home to be with the Lord. Very nice guy. You know, I've known him for almost 50 years now. My wife's brother. And then last week, my wife's father died. And as I told you, I witnessed a state ceremony with honor guards and all that. My wife came from a very influential family on both sides. Her mother's family produced the president of Curacao, the island, and their family is well known in the islands of Curacao and here in the ABC Islands. And now her father passed on. He was a writer, famed writer for our country in South America, in Suriname. And like I told you, I think I spoke to you about his funeral, his state funeral. My daughter was there. It was a very good ceremony with honor guards and the whole flag thing. Typical, very, very, very good funeral. We were not able to attend because, well, we didn't go there. There's a lot of reasons. But anyway, we weren't able to attend the funeral last week. But I was thinking, when you watch all of your loved ones pass on, or people pass on, you start really thinking about life and a lot of the things that are happening in your life. And I was thinking, how would I like to feel my last days on earth, or before the Lord comes? And it just dawned on me, what I've learned to do basically all my life was be a witness for Jesus Christ, to tell people about Jesus, to be it. I'm not really interested in having a church per se, other than a big huge cathedral or building or whatever with people, but I would like to get the message of Jesus Christ out. That said, I'd like to ask, when praying about the situation, the Lord showed me the best thing is to do a real fundraiser and really help out, because you know, you look at all the other missionaries and a lot of work's going on, and a lot of people are passing on, and you can see the nice scenery. You see the seagulls. You see them there. It's early in the morning, and I was sitting there thinking, like, well, what can I do? I want to do something before I die. I don't want to just pass like that. I'd like to really get that message out before the Lord comes. And while I do have strength, I've noticed some of my associates and friends are passing on to their reward, which is very good. They're going on to heaven. They believe in Jesus. And many of these people have done wonderful, wonderful works that I know for the Lord. So I was sitting thinking, well, why don't I just step on the gas and really kind of do a real push for witnessing, and especially witnessing through the media. I have my hat. I usually have my cowboy hat on today. In another hour, it's going to be boiling hot because we are very close to the equator. So I made it back to the studio, and this is my studio for right now. And I was, as I was saying this morning, it ended, and a lot of people know us here, starting to know us on the island, and I was waving at some friends. But as we approach the end closer and closer, and we're getting closer and closer to the end, my end of the world's end, I thought it would be quite beneficial to step on the gas. Why not? And really to even do even more. I mean, these last months or so, in events of my father-in-law passing and my brother-in-law passing, and some of the things I've heard and seen, I just feel it's a real need, at least for me. There's a lot of people doing a wonderful job for Jesus and doing the best they can these last few years. So I thought, well, what could I do with my last years or months or whatever time I have left on this earth? And I thought most important thing that came to me was to preach more gospel. I'm trying to speak into the mic to really get more message out. I'm very concerned for the world right now, especially America. Most of my kids are there. Some really believe things are falling apart. Some don't. They're living in a dream world, la la land. And some are very, very much in agreement in reaching Jesus, reaching the Lord, and some are a little spaced out right now and swept away by the world. But that's what Jesus said would happen. And I saw that 21st anniversary of 9/11, and like I told you in one of my videos, I just woke up one morning and the Lord said, "Get out of New York." This actually happened is another reason why I believe very much in God, that through answering prayer, through direction to the things that I hear the Lord speak to my heart about. And I had no idea at all 21 years ago that anything would happen in New York City to that degree. The Trade Center falling down and chaotic results of that event in New York and in the tri-state area. And it just blew my mind, and it just consolidated my beliefs more than ever in prayer and hearing from God. And well, this morning I woke up and the Lord just said, I just felt it came to my heart that time is really, really short, and I need to step on the gas. Time has always been short for a lot of people. Your time is always ready. You don't know when you're going to pass or anything, but I'm waiting for the temple in Jerusalem to be rebuilt, and they're working feverishly preparing that temple and start blood sacrifices in Israel. A lot of prophecy, about the end time. And, according to the Bible prophecy, it looks like many scholars and Bible scholars believe that the last 7 years of the earth, the last few years in history, will begin with the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. And it looks like that's about to happen. That's why I'm saying out this, my country's finished. America's it's pretty much gone down the tubes. They're following Baal. Really, just, they've thrown God out and thrown him out of the schools and out of the universities and churches. And I would like to see that message of Jesus Christ not thrown out. If you'd like to help me get started or like to invest in a work here in the Caribbean, you could go to my website, montecagle.com, and you can go to the donate page and make a donation. I'm using PayPal right now, and as I get a lot stronger in knowing how to receive funds and how to receive support online, I will be letting you know. But as of now, I'm using PayPal, and just go to PayPal and fill out forms and send whatever you can. Donate, you know, a dollar. You know, if a million people give $1, that's $1 million. And you know, $1 million, you can do quite a bit. But everything you do for God lasts forever. So thank you for listening. And if you have a heart, if you're really concerned for souls and you're concerned for the future of the world is the kingdom of God on earth, don't forget to give.